How's everybody doing? Woo! I love it. Good. Everybody here in the room loves social media, right? I see a lot of yeses and nos, actually. Hopefully today you guys will walk away a little less intimidated and maybe have an easier understanding of how to make it easier in your life, right? Because it can be a lot. So we're going to go through some tips and some strategies to help you guys get more ROI out of your posting. Okay? Social media ingredients for success. So I want to start with just a couple of facts for you. Whoops, standing too close. Instagram launched October 6, 2010, and today there are over 200 million Instagram profiles. So essentially, that business profiles, that tells us that it's not a kid's bandwagon. You know, it's not just something for the kids. It's a very serious business tool. And if you use it properly, it can really help get people in the restaurant, okay? Facebook launched February 4th, 2004, and it's the largest social media platform globally with almost 3.1 billion monthly active users. Okay, people who take advantage of social media will reap the benefits. And I know it's daunting, so hopefully I can make it easier for you. So there's so much to social media. There's so much behind social media. There's science and so many things that go into it, stuff that you and I don't really need to know to be successful, okay? So there's types of content, video shorts, user-generated content, trendy content. There's the 3 circles of social media. You know, you're paid, you're earned, and you're owned, and the sweet spots between them. The 9 critical elements of social media. My point is there's a whole bunch behind it, but to be successful, you don't need to know all that. You just need to commit to a solid brand strategy and brand identity that will stop people from scrolling and bring them into your restaurant. Okay, so we're going to talk strategy. But first, I'm going to give you some case studies, and these are local case studies in the Virginia Beach, Norfolk area. The first case study, and these are people who adopted this strategy, okay, and with some resistance at times, by the way. So your first case study was from October of last year to today, so about a year ago, right? Sticking with the same strategy, and you can see their feed is being scrolled through. Reach is up 164.1%. Their content interactions are up 1.7,000%, and their link clicks are up 1.4,000%. That's on Facebook. The same restaurant on Instagram, their reach is up 601%. Their content interactions are up 100%, and their link clicks are up 100%. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2 is April of this year through today. Facebook, their reach is up 282%, their content interactions are up 852.9%, and their link clicks are up 43,800%. That's a lot, right? It's significant. For Instagram, reach 728, content interactions up 1.2 thousand, and link clicks up 100%. So don't you guys think that's a great outcome, right? Okay, so how do you get there? I get asked this all the time, which is why I put this slide in here. Stop chasing the algorithm. If you're worried about the algorithm and finding it and grabbing it, you're probably not going to, and you're going to waste a lot of time trying to chase it. Instead of chasing it, create authentic, high-quality images, videos, posts, stories, reels that capture your audience, right? The other thing is building genuine connections. That's what this whole thing is about. Social media is little about selling your product. It's more about creating relationships that sell for you, okay? And also being consistent. Consistency really yields better results. So once you pick a strategy, and I'm happy to sit with people after this session and we can brainstorm a little bit, but stick to your strategy and give it some time, okay? So if you guys listen to nothing I say today, please listen to this, okay? If your viewers know you, like you, and trust you, they will engage with you and they will buy from you. So everyone here, most of the people here have a sales rep, right? Everybody have a sales rep? Okay. You know, like, and trust that sales rep. If you did not, you would not buy from them. that transcends no differently to you and your customers, okay? Okay, so what does it mean? The know, like, and trust factor, what does it mean? It's building relationships to increase your sales, okay? So what does it mean to know you? How do your viewers know you? It essentially means tell them more about yourself than the standard, these are our specials today, these are our opening hours, we're closed on this holiday. That's information that is vital. They need to know that, but they need to know more, okay? You know, what is your brand culture? What's happening behind the scenes? How can you humanize your business to make it seem like they're dealing with a person, not a brand, okay? What does it mean to like you? It's essentially just posting things that uplift other people and inspire other people and just being your authentic self. My friends over here from the Dirty Buffalo do a great job at being their authentic selves. You should follow them on Instagram, by the way. But just be who you are. If your restaurant, if you have a funny undertone, then go with that. If you're more classical fine dining, go with that. And also being transparent. So when you post consistently and know your brand identity and post things that follow your brand identity, it creates trust, okay? Also creates trust by being authentic. And I always use when we are going through COVID and all the food inflation that we still currently go through, and some of my customers would get kickback from, you know, having to raise their menu prices. There's nothing wrong with saying on social media, thank you for your continued support as we struggle through the, you know, high food inflation. There's nothing wrong with being transparent with your customers, okay? So that's what it means. I'm going to show you some examples of what a know, like, and trust post is. These are from my friends at the Bee and the Biscuit sitting right here in the front row. Yay! So this is a know, like, and trust post. They're not selling their viewers anything. They're talking about a couple that came to Virginia Beach and got married, and their destination where they really wanted to go to after they got married was the Bee and the Biscuit. In fact, they came on a day, they literally picked Wednesday to get married because they thought we were still closed on Tuesdays. Okay, so that is so great. They're not selling anything. And people don't like to be sold to in general, so we just have to make sure we're not always selling them something. Also from my friends at the Bee. This is a know, like, and trust post. Because they're being transparent, it's basically, the post is talking about the kids are going back to college, we're low on staff, you know, we need staff. So they're being transparent in the way of saying, hey, we have a struggle to fill jobs, okay, and they're asking for help for that. They're also saying what their brand identity and company culture is by saying we offer a family like work environment. So these are two examples of a know, like, and trust post. And I'm going to tie this all together in a couple minutes and you'll understand where I'm going with it. This is a know, like, and trust post as well from a different restaurant. It's an employee highlight. We have clear imagery of the employee smiling and happy, right? The first part of the text talks about what she does. You know, she's a plater in a fine dining restaurant. So it talks about what she does, her attention to detail. And in the second part, it talks about what's her favorite meal, right, at the restaurant. Why does she like working there? So employee highlights do very, very well. We do them a lot at Performance Virginia, and they get the most reactions, right? People want to see people. So here, if you look at the results from that, this is on Facebook, and you got, is everyone familiar with how to view your insights? Under your professional dashboard, you can view them, and you can also just click View Insights right underneath your post in your business account, and it will give you all that information. So this one reached 25,704 people. It had 26,689 impressions. It had 449 comments or reactions and 1,084 link clicks. So these analytics are really important for you guys to look at so that you can tell what's working and what's not. Okay, here's another one. This is cool things around the restaurant. Again, you're not selling them anything, but everyone in this room who has a restaurant has decorated in a certain way or has certain pictures or things like that in the restaurant. Talk about that. That's a great post to let people know, you know, what's behind the scenes, what drives you to do what you do or decorate the way you do, what means something to you. So this one, I'll just read it. It's amazing how, so this is a restaurant who has been open for 35 years. It's an iconic place. and the owner recently died. And so it's a community restaurant that everybody loves and follows. So this is basically talking about these bar puzzle games that Joe used to put around the diner and everybody loved. But it gets really good reaction because at the end, cheers to keeping Joe's spirit alive in every detail. We love and miss you, Joe, and we hope we're making you proud. We're all humans, right? We need to show the human side of our business, even in situations like this. Your results here, not as high as the other one, but remember, the other one had a person in it. So that's a big difference. 1331, not horrible. 1423 impressions, post reactions and comments, 127. That's a lot of engagement with the comments. And then the total link clicks is 134. Do a couple more of these here. Okay, so now we're on to selling posts. The main thing that is important when you guys are selling something, make sure your imagery is crisp and clear, right? Make sure it looks good. So 30% of millennials avoid restaurants with bad pictures. Just remember that. If you have a bad picture, skip that post because it will actually hurt you, okay? So here we go. We are serving up the best soft shells in Hampton Roads. If you're dining with us this week, please treat yourself to this highly sought after menu item. We only buy local whale soft shells and they're out of this world. We have them available in appetizer or entree. Looking forward to seeing our guests this evening. Bright and clear imagery, super important. Okay, so has everybody seen these insights on their pages that you can get so much information? So some of the best information on these insights is your reach, okay? That's how many unique people saw that, okay? Interactions, 55, liking, commenting, sharing. So this is important, the non-follower and the followers, okay? You want the non-followers. So you have 42.4% of people that don't follow you saw that. You want the non-followers. It will encourage them to come to your profile. So you got 24 profile visits off of that, which is great. When your grid looks beautiful, they might stay and follow you, or they might business tap address you to come have dinner there, okay? So all these insights, the ones on Instagram here, are super important. And after this chat, if anybody wants to dive deeper into it, I'm happy to chat with you about that. So the 4 principles of personification, basically driving engagement and building a community that sells for you. It's basically the humanization of your brand, okay? Be a person. Don't scream corporate. Meet the customer where they are and speak to your followers as they were friends. When we say meet your customers where they are, your customers are probably scrolling in the morning while they're having coffee. Maybe it's after work. Maybe it's during lunch. Maybe it's during work. Probably some of that too. But they're not looking for a perfectly done corporate video. Okay, what they're looking for is real life stuff, right? So when you say meet your customers where they are, meet them as if they're people, not another corporation. Okay. Cultivate a community through engaging comments. It's great to like what they say, but actually engage with them. You're creating a relationship on social media, and that essentially is what's going to drive traffic to your restaurant, okay? Thank viewers for being on your feed. Ask them a question to keep the conversation going. I always say, if somebody makes a comment, oh, we were in last night, instead of saying, thank you for coming in, say, what did you have? What did you enjoy the most? Just make a conversation, create that relationship, create that loyalty, and that will lead to repeat customers. And then ask for customer testimonials. In fact, on everybody's chair, our OneSource partner has put a little Google card with the instructions on how to set it up. If you have a customer that had a really great experience at your restaurant, they can just tap that card and leave you a 5-star review. Okay, so that's a great interactive tool that you guys can use to actually get better reviews to your business, okay? And if you see one-on-one dialogue, I see it all the time, between customers in your feed, jump into the conversation, right? Be a part of it. Okay, so what to post? So do you guys, anybody here ever struggle with what am I supposed to put on there today? Right? It's like, Oftentimes when you do that, you end up putting up something that doesn't work. So if you plan it out, you'll do better. Show off what's behind the scenes. I would say if you're going to show off what's behind the scenes, please make sure there's not used gloves and dirty rags and things like that behind you. But showing off, people love to see that. People love to see what's going on and how something's made and things like that. Repost your user-generated content. That's your most valuable thing, is user-generated content, which means somebody tags you in a post or shares, mentions you in a story. Super valuable, right? So they're basically recommending you to family and friends. And 92% of consumers believe that more than any other form of advertising recommendations, okay? Spotlight your vendors. That's always, I'm sure there are reasons you buy certain items that come into your restaurant. Talk about those items. Talk about why you buy them. Talk about your vendor and your relationship with the vendor. Show what's behind the scenes in that way. Tag your vendor will turn around and tag you, and then, that's how it kind of works. So, and pop up local establishments around you. Showing a sense of community is really important. So if you are Joe's Diner and you're at Scott's Steakhouse down the street, as Joe's Diner, as that profile, take a picture of your food and shout out Scott's Steakhouse. Okay, I guarantee you they will return that favor to you, and that's just a great way to support your community. So your menu, high quality images of food, obviously very important. We chatted a little bit about that. Daily, weekly, and seasonal menus. I do have one pet peeve about that. When people post an entire menu as a post, like a picture of a menu, people don't read that and they scroll right through it. So if you have a seasonal menu or specials of the day, post them individually with a great picture of that. It will stop the people from scrolling, but all the words really they can't. Our brains have been trained to that's too much and they move on. So try to separate your little menus into individual pictures and post them like that. You'll get much better feedback. Create how-to videos. You can actually do that right in Instagram from the Reels templates. Has anybody ever used the Reels templates? Yes. You've not used them? No. After this, I'll show you how to use them. Basically, you create a bunch of little clips on your phone and just save them to your phone, and then you can go into Instagram and find a template you like and just click, yes, I want to use this template, and all you do is plug and play your video clips into that video, and has trending music and all that great stuff, okay? So that's really fun to do. And share a recipe every now and again. It doesn't mean you have to share your own recipe from the restaurant and proprietary information, but create something just for Instagram and Facebook so that you're giving them something to engage with, okay? It's kind of fun. And for people, posts with people get almost 40% more engagement. That's a lot, okay? Staff highlights are great, and you can also do customers enjoying their experience, servers greeting customers, chef working on the nightly specials. I have a great picture of you working on specials. Remember we took, yep. And then delivery driver bringing in fresh product. Last week I was at Gwynn's Island, Virginia, and just happened to be there when this delivery truck came up. It was a performance truck and then another truck, but we did video of them bringing in a box that said fresh seafood. I mean, that's a great post. Be around, have your phone ready to grab all that content. Okay, so that sounds great, right? It's a lot, I know. You can literally do this in 20 minutes for the whole week. Can I see a show of hands who uses Meta Business Suite in here? Okay, and who uses something like Hootsuite or Sprout Social? Anybody? Okay. The difference between the two is basically Meta Business Suite is free and it only integrates Facebook and Instagram. Hootsuite and Sprout Social are paid programs, which you can do, and they can incorporate everything from TikTok to LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, all that great stuff. If you have all your content, right, and you create a content calendar that focuses on strategic alignment. And when I say strategic alignment, I mean you sit down, let's say on a Monday, and you are with your staff who does your social media and your kitchen people, and you're saying, okay, over the next 2 weeks, what am I focusing on? What are my business goals? Well, I want to do more takeout. I have a wine dinner coming up. and we have soft shell crabs are in for the season, right? So your business goals, you know what those are, you know what you need to sell more of, and you know what you need to post more about. If you create a content calendar based around your business goals, you will easily fill up your calendar and schedule your posts out in 20 minutes for the whole week, okay? So using Meta Business Suite is a great way to post ahead of time. Make sure you're having those meetings to talk about what you actually want to post and want to get out there. The other thing, it's so important that you keep prioritizing social media, but that you don't get social media burnout. And one way to do that, shut off the notifications on your phone, okay? You don't need to get a ding every time somebody likes something you put up there. Carve out 20 minutes a day. I don't care if it's 9 a.m. to 9:20 or 4 p.m. to 4:20 in the afternoon. That's when you can go into Meta and you can answer all your DMs. You can answer all the engagement, all the comments. You can respond to people and then walk away. It doesn't need to control your life. So you have all the content, right? You've spent the week having your meeting, or spent the day having your meeting, and you know exactly what you're looking for. So you spend that week getting your content, pictures, videos, everything you have, right? So in 20 minutes, all you need are 7 posts. You already have the content. Our breakdown, how we do it, is 3 know, like, and trust posts a week. And we showed some examples of those. So sitting there that you need 3 posts that week that you're not selling your customers anything, okay? You also know that you need 3 posts a week that you are selling them something, okay? And then 1 video. The video does not have to be long. In fact, people literally, they say, have an attention span of a goldfish on social media. So 9 seconds, I think it is. It doesn't have to be long. It doesn't have to be in depth. Like, this is just, I don't know if you really can't hear it. But it's with trending music, and that's all it is. Right? You're just catching the chef, pouring some of that lovely chicken juice over the roasted chicken. That's it. That's all you need. I guarantee you will get high engagement with something that simple. Okay? Okay, so if you're building a whole new brand strategy, which the 2 examples, they built completely new brand strategies. If you're building new brand strategies, the first 3 months is spending time putting a bunch of posts in there and getting your grid to look beautiful, right? That's your first couple of months. 3 to 6 months is when you start launching into boosting your posts, paying against the post to bring in more followers. The reason why you wait a little while is because if your grid does not look great, why drive people to something that doesn't properly portray your brand, right? You want them to stay there. So I always say, if you're going to do a new strategy, spend the first couple of months building that strategy, making it look good, and then send them over to there by boosting posts. And you don't have to spend a lot. I do have customers that spend upwards of $15,000 to $20,000 a month on social media marketing. I'm not suggesting that you do that. Even as little as $200 to $250 a month will bring you a lot of new followers, okay? And that's what you want, people to follow you and come in. 6 to 12 months is basically paid social ad campaigns, which are a little bit different than the boosted posts. They're a little more dialed in than the boosted post. And then retargeting, and that's more of a website thing. People who leave, an unpurchased item in a cart and things like that. Not really social media right now. The one thing I will just say to you guys is it takes time and consistency. Please don't give up on your strategy. You're going to get 0 likes. You're going to get days that are not great and you didn't hit the target, but that's okay. Just stick to your strategy, add value for your customers, help build your brand. I mean, do most people in here know what your vibe and style is? Yeah, right? So it's just kind of getting that out there. When you know who you are, it's much easier to present it, okay? This is actually the feed from the Bee and the Biscuit, and you can see where I'm talking about having clear imagery, a brand identity on their grid that makes sense and that all looks the same, okay? Okay, some quick tips, and then we will be done with social media class. Follow and engage with your viewers, okay? You don't want to be the person who wants all the attention but won't give any back. So spend 5 minutes a day as Joe's Diner or whatever your restaurant is, scrolling through the feed, okay? If Mr. Smith's son Johnny scored a soccer goal, you need to be going, way to go, Johnny, right? Because you're creating a relationship, and that's what you definitely need to do. Okay, and then we talked a little bit about responding to people's comments. Better yet, ask a question. Anybody use ChatGPT? Okay, so those of you who use it, you've probably figured out that it's great to get your brain moving in the right direction. Sometimes you just sit there and you're like, I don't know, I kind of know what I want to say, but I'm not really 100% sure. So it's great to just be able to plug something in there and be able to they will spit something out that you're like, oh, yeah, that makes total sense. What I would do is I would copy it and drop it into your text field and then chop it up to make it sound like you, okay? Some things they use that are super annoying, tantalize your taste buds is a big one, unwavering and dedicated support, a symphony of flavors, delectable delights, things like that. We don't talk like that, right? Normal people, it's not something we say in conversation. When they have words like that in there, just take them out. But it's a great, great tool to get your mind moving. And they do have a free version. I don't pay for it. I use the free version, and it helps. It really helps, when you're at lack for something to say. Action button integrations, everybody using those and changing those. So the great thing about your action buttons, both on Facebook and Instagram, is that you can change them as often as you like. So if you're low on staff, you might want it to be your employment button. Okay, it will lead to the employment application on your website. Holiday time, great time for your gift card link. Okay, reservations, you need more. Then it's time to put open table, link it to open table, and then highlight your menu, obviously the menu button. But use those often, you guys, change them up. Expanding your reach. Everybody using hashtags? Hashtags. Okay. So you can have up to 30, but you can look a little desperate that way. So I usually, 8 to 12, something like that, is good. But this is how we break up using hashtags. We want to have our location-based hashtag Nashville, Tennessee, Virginia Beach, hashtag Virginia Beach, Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. Then your branded hashtag. Does everybody have their own branded hashtag? If not, you can make one, okay? Hashtag Performance Foodservice, hashtag Cobalt Grill Virginia Beach, Baker's Crest. Your industry hashtag would be hashtag Social Media Managers, hashtag 757 Foodie, which is an area code foodie. I guarantee you every area code has a foodie hashtag. Use that. Richmond Foodies, 804 Restaurant. And then, of course, your descriptive hashtags, which is your subject matter. So it might be hashtag shrimp and grits, hashtag, vanilla latte, whatever your subject matter is, you'll want a couple of those. This best-hashtags.com is awesome. So if you go to that website and type in best hashtags for Nashville, Tennessee food, it's going to spit out 30 hashtags for you. You can copy those hashtags right from the website or right from your phone, drop them into your text box, and then again, take out the ones you don't want, okay? The main thing I want you guys to walk away from today is being less stressed about social media. Use your analytics that you find in Meta Business Suite, study those, find out what's working, really look at them. And then through that, it will also tell you what posts, when you get to your 2-month mark, what post should you be boosting. The ones that you put up organically that did well are the ones that you should boost, okay? So look at that and stick to your content calendar, update it weekly. I mean, I can't stress that enough. Every week, you guys should have new business goals. And this is fun. Execute content gathering. I've recommended this to so many restaurants, and it works great. If you're having trouble getting content, run a little contest with your staff. Hey, the person who sends me the most pictures and videos this week gets, what's important to them? They want a t-shirt, they want a hoodie, they want a free meal, whatever. They're going to provide you with so much content. And then when you sit down to do your 20-minute posting for the week, all your content is in your phone. Okay? It's a great way to capture content. I'm almost done. Okay. Understanding your benchmarks. So the impression is the total number of times your content was seen. So if Jacqui Renager looked at a video 4 times, it counts 4 times. okay? That's when you guys see these benchmarks and why they're different. The reach is the total number of unique people, so it counts as one. If Jacqui Renager saw it once, it only counts as once. If in impressions, it counts as many times as the person has viewed it, okay? The channel growth is the net number of followers you get. So it takes into account the followers that you lost and the followers that you gained in a certain time period, okay? The net new followers. Your engagement rate, and this is a mouthful, so I'm just going to read it. The number of engagements on a post divided by the number of impressions times 100. So that's likes, comments, video views, clicks, direct messages, and shares. And the click-through rate, obviously, how many users are clicking the links included in your content. So if you are putting in, if you're putting in a link on a story, you know, to Open Table or to some other website, it will track all that. What's that? It depends on the, it depends on, we'll talk about that right after, if you don't mind. Okay, so don't be alarmed, right? Don't be alarmed if you see this. I see so many customers that it's up and down, up and down. They're like, oh my God, it's doing terrible. You're gonna see that. Every business is gonna see that, okay? There's fluctuations due to a lot of things. The seasons, you know, especially when it starts to be summer, people stop, you know, they're, oh, no, I'm going to be out water skiing. I'm not doing it. World events makes a big difference. The economy obviously makes a difference. I have seasons twice. Sorry about that. And then holidays. That also makes a big difference. Just don't be alarmed. You guys just keep on sticking with your strategy. It'll all work out. Last but certainly not least, what about TikTok? Who's doing TikTok? As of September 2024, TikTok is the 5th most popular social media in the platform in the world after Facebook, YouTube, WhatsApp, and Instagram. People are always shocked that TikTok's not higher up. Okay, here's the breakdown. Facebook, 3.07 billion. YouTube, 2.5 billion. WhatsApp, 2 billion. Instagram, 2 billion. TikTok, 1.5. Okay, interesting, right? Who's using TikTok? 50% of TikTok users are female and 43% are male. Interesting. Roughly 43% of TikTok's global audience is between 18 and 24 years old, right? 32% of TikTok users are between the age of 25 and 34 years old. TikTok has 138 million monthly active users, and that are from the United States. People spend an average of 52 minutes per day on TikTok. And 90% of TikTok users visit the app more than once a day. That being said, it can only help you if you want to do TikTok. But my advice to you is get Instagram and Facebook nailed down, like completely tightened up the way you want it, get your followers, and then by all means, jump into TikTok. But you're going to get the most ROI from Facebook and Instagram, and that's just the facts. So if you want to do it, great. If you already have Facebook and Instagram nailed down, then add a TikTok. You know, and if you get something like Sprout Social or Hootsuite, you can schedule to TikTok as well. You cannot do that in Meta, but you can do that in Hootsuite, Sprout Social. And then you guys should visit 240 Group, which is right down that way. They're a OneSource partner of ours, and they have social media management. They have social media schedulers. He's great over there. You guys can stop and chat with him. Okay? Thank you guys for listening.